That's an interesting bridge. Welcome back to Dash for Adventure. We're on Highway 11, somewhere far, far away. Did you know that you could take Highway 11 from, I don't even know where, on the south side of the United States? And I know I've taken it almost all the way, I think, to Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Wonder how much further north it goes. Either way, we're on the south end of an Alabama trip that's going to take us all the way to Texas. Stick around, we got some cool things to show you. We are at the University of West Alabama. Why are we here? To see something really cool and old. It's an absolutely beautiful place here. Woo! We are in the West Alabama heat, and it is hot today. This is beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Check out this stage we're standing on at the amphitheater here at University of West Alabama. Yay! Thank you very much. What we're here to see, though, is right over there. Let's go check it out. So according to the internet, they call this the duck pond. And where we're going is to check out this covered bridge. Have you seen one of these in your neighborhood? It's like a little free library. Need a book? Take a book. Got a book? Leave a book. This one has something I haven't seen before. They tell you when new books were added. That's cool. University of West Alabama moves buildings to their property, or has moved buildings to their property over the decades to preserve them. And this covered bridge was one of the first. This is the Alamuchee-Bellamy Covered Bridge. It was originally built in 1861. Does it have information there on it?
Yep.
So listen and learn. We'll show a picture of this on the screen right here. So look at this wooden bridge. Oh wow, you can hear it creak. I don't know why there's a separate lane right here, but that's interesting. Looks like it might have been reinforced, and maybe this over here. Oh yeah, this was the original. You can see through to the duck pond below. This bridge now has bolts holding it together, but if you look, the original construction was just wood tendons and wood joinery. So when it was originally built, there were no bolts, no iron holding it together. It was built in 1861 by Confederate Captain William Alexander Campbell Jones. I don't think, in all the research I've done, that it was built for military reasons, but I do know it wasn't originally built here on the campus. It was originally built over the Sucarnoochee Creek, or river, not too far from here. And it was built in a day when it was horse and buggies. There were no cars in 1861. And Alabama was primarily agricultural. There was hardly any industry here. Then, as the world changes, like it still does, in 1924, they moved the bridge, piece by piece, to the Alamuchee Creek. The whole area at the time was called Alamuchee. But when they moved the bridge to Alamuchee Creek, they started calling it Alamuchee-Bellamy Bridge. Originally, it was just called the Alamuchee Covered Bridge. And over time, in its second life, in 1924, they started calling it Alamuchee-Bellamy Bridge. They moved it because in 1924, cars were becoming dominant. Actually, the Model T was the predominant vehicle of the day. And the Model T was just too heavy for this bridge. So they had to move it. Then, as the world changes, like it always does, in 1971, they moved the bridge here to the University of West Alabama, which actually at the time was called Livingston University, or Livingston College, actually. To look at this bridge, it's been around since 1861. Obviously, some of the boards have been replaced. They've bolted it up now so it's more secure, but you can still see, look at that wood joint there. Wow. This thing has been around since before automobiles, since before airplanes. It has seen the history of the United States and Alabama. Just imagine, when this thing was built, the Civil War had just started. Alabama had just seceded, and the world changed forever in that moment. You can almost hear the story as it creaks, the history it has experienced.
So apparently, when the bridge was at its second location, right before they moved it here, they had started the construction for the concrete bridge that is currently where this one was. A truck drove across this bridge right before it was moved here and fell through it because the boards were so decrepit. And then the Sumter County Historical Society stepped in and had it moved here. They basically saved this bridge.
They moved it here in 1971, and it's been a nice, peaceful place for people to walk and enjoy the duck pond here on campus ever since. And they maintain it as part of the history of Alabama. Not sure what kind of tree it is, but it's beautiful. That's a beautiful covered bridge. Can you imagine stepping back in time, hearing the steps of the horses and the carriage wheels dragging across the wood floor and echoing inside covered bridges as they cross? Sometimes I think it would be amazing to step back in time like that and live in the simpler days, but then again, we have hot showers in our van, and they didn't have those back in the day. So I know all the wonderful amenities of a modern life we take for granted every day, but when you think about those old days, those old times in the world of covered bridges, remember, it was a much more difficult life too. Man, that's a beautiful bridge. I'm so glad they're preserving it and keeping it here for people to come visit on their own adventures. If you find yourself down in Livingston, Alabama, stop by the University of West Alabama and come look at this amazing covered bridge and touch the walls and hear the floors creak. And like I said before, you can almost hear the stories it's telling. There's one last look at that covered bridge, the Alamuchee-Bellamy Covered Bridge. We are so glad we got to come visit this thing today. Just a little bitty piece of history. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us on today's adventures. We will see you down the road, probably somewhere in Texas.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.